So welcome to Popalong RC. I'm Mark. He's Carl. And what a weekend that was.
It was amazing.
Yes, if you haven't seen it already, we did the Iconic Cup. What round was it? 4, was it?
West London.
It was a West London round. And goodness me, what a day we had. The sun shone. The cars didn't miss a beat. In actual fact, it was nice to go back to some good old Tamiya TT01E action, weren't it?
Do you know what?
What?
I've been trying to get you back on road, back on board for a while now, but you're a bit fixated on this buggy racing, which I only do to humour you. I'm not very good at it. Never claimed to be very good at it, but I enjoy my on-road racing. I think I'm established this last year. I am an on-road racer. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the revival and I love running my buggies.
Yeah.
But that's running and driving them. For racing, the racing experience I got from my TT01 this weekend.
Yeah. Now, the beauty about running in the Iconic Cup is that, and running these particular cars, is there's not a great deal you can do to them. I have pushed, as an experiment, this car probably to its limits. It's got ceramic bearings in it, which was super expensive. There's a couple of little bits, like I've cut the top deck down, got adjustable turnbuckles, capacitors on
upgraded
the
ESC, slightly faster servo.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed doing it. I've enjoyed doing that, and you know, I'm glad to say that, you know, I did better this year than I did the last year, than I did the last year, than I did we've done it about 4 years now, haven't we? So
we have indeed. Whereas I have bounced around. I did minis, then I did stock touring, then I went back to minis, and I've done stock touring again. So my progress hasn't been quite as smooth as yours, but I do think that race this weekend was probably one of my finest.
Yeah, you did. Well, I enjoyed watching that, but I did get it wrong, didn't I, in the commentary?
You did, and I in your defence, what happened is one guy got away,
Yeah.
and another guy crashed and bounced over, and then he was upside down or he was crashed, and I overtook the car that bounced over.
Right.
And the car that had run away was grey, so you probably couldn't see it with your eyes.
I was too busy following your car. How could I see it? He was way ahead of you. He wasn't even racing you. You were just racing the other geezers, weren't you?
But there was 5 of us actually really close on track, having a cracking battle, and yeah, brilliant, loved it.
Yeah, really, really good. And there were other reasons to go to the Iconic Cup, and one of the reasons is because everybody there is doing it for a laugh, right?
Doing it for a laugh.
Yeah.
Fun vibes, family vibes. Do you know what? This year,
vibes.
I think there was more kids, more families, wives, mothers coming to watch.
I know, it was all
brilliant.
going on, weren't it?
Blow up sofas, cookers, camping wagons.
Yeah,
you name it. It was all there.
Yeah, I say they do it for a laugh. Obviously, when you're on the rostrum, everyone takes their racing seriously, and rightly so, because we put a lot of time and effort into this. And really, when you consider you only really get half hour on track, so you get 5-minute practice, 4 rounds, and your final. That's about 30 minutes, ain't it?
Something like that.
Give or take, yeah. So everybody on the rostrum takes their racing seriously. I personally thought this year the racecraft was good. You know, people...
the standard seemed higher.
Well, as I said in the previous video, right, I don't know what the lap record is around that track, right, but these TT01Es are not the fastest of cars, but last year, because I looked back at the stats last year, there was only 2 people in the A final that got 17 lappers. And this year, there was at least 7 people that were banging out 17 lappers. There must have been, which is incredible because, you know, these aren't the fastest of cars, but it's the way you drive.
And remember, they're running 21 turn brushed motors.
Yeah.
What are they, tenner a motor? Cheap as chips.
If that.
That's why some people can afford to buy 10 or 20 of them.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't blame them. You know, if that's what they want to do, let them do it. You know, people do the Iconic Cup for different reasons, don't they? Some people do it as a one-off. They get their MO3 out of the loft and they brush it off for one gig a year.
That was us the first year, wasn't it? We just dusted off some old cars and went and had a go.
Yeah.
And realised how how serious some people took it and how far off the pace we really were.
Yeah, exactly. But there's another aspect to it, and of course, John Weston, the governor, we call him, the iconic revival governor, he's been doing it a fair few years now, and that guy has raised so much money, right, for Parkinson's UK, which ultimately is, that's the core of the event, isn't it?
That reminds me.
What?
I told him that we'd sponsor it, so we've got to get a prize together
That's
for the
fine.
raffle.
We'll get a prize together for the
We
raffle.
need to do that.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. But the whole vintage thing, we prattle on about it, don't we? Video after video, but it's absolutely heaving in the UK right now. And I personally think there's a couple of reasons.
Go on in.
I think that the first reason is that it's a little bit slower. And if you look at the clientele, the captive audience,
our
whatever.
reflexes are getting a little bit slower.
Exactly, yeah.
But I was thinking about this, right? It's not just about like our age group. Even for AJ, as a kid coming into that competition, it was more achievable for him.
Yeah.
He didn't embarrass himself going around the track. He got it round clean. I even slowed his car down a little bit slower than everyone else's just to make sure he could get it round, build his confidence.
Yeah.
And some of these bigger competitions, you have to be really good just to
You
get around.
You do. And, let's be honest, if you're going to go full bore in a touring car or even fronty, and they're great classes, and I'm not knocking them, they are expensive.
Touring car and fronty. I quite liked my on-road venture.
Yeah, I did.
I want to do more of it, boss.
Well,
But we've got one more round of this coming up, haven't we? South Hants.
we have got one more round of this, and South Hants is a really great little track. It's really interesting. It's like no track we've ever been on before. Although we have been on it before.
Didn't you have your best race ever there last year?
Absolutely brilliant. So I actually won the B final. The guy in front of me was
wheel
winning.
fell off.
He just overtook me. Then his wheel fell off. Part of me was gutted for him.
Yeah.
The other part was like,
Yes, I'm going to get a trophy.
because what it's like when you get a trophy. Because I've said it before on the channel, you get it, you polish it up a bit, don't you? And you get home, it's been a long day's racing, you get home, you open the door, the missus is sitting down watching, Sunday night TV, because it's normally on a Sunday, isn't it? And she looks up, and I say, "Do you want to see something?" And she looks at me normally, and she says, "Yeah, what have you got?" And I say, "I have a bit of an achievement today." She says, "What's that?" And I pull out the trophy and show her, and you know what she says?
What?
She says, "Shut up."
Well,
Because you got a trophy, didn't
I did
you?
get a trophy.
What happened?
I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna bother.
No.
I want to go to my daughter. She's gonna be proud of her dad being a winner.
I like that. What'd she say?
She looked at me and said, "I'm watching the telly." She went back to the TV.
Did you not show your wife though? Was she not, did she not reward you and go, "I'll give you a little something for your efforts and that"?
Nothing.